Hello beautiful world, and Merry Christmas from a very cold setting. Today is 12/12, the 12th of December, and today is the official launch day of my first book. The book's name is I Am, Reflections of a Spiritual Rebirth. The book will be one, I believe, in a series. Those of you who have followed the journey and the story of the inner workings of who I am as a human being and the manifestations of those workings inside our human story with our family of now nearly 200 children and approaching 150 dogs, and the village that we built and the new village we are building and everything in between, the miraculous events that have happened. You will know that I have spoken into many elements of who I am and my relationship with God by that grace and that walk of faith that has allowed all of that to happen. This first book speaks into what I feel is the foundation of all that we need when it comes to walking in the presence of God. And the follow-up books will go into more depth on the other topics that I've spoken on this channel. But for now, those topics should never be approached, I feel, by anybody until we have understood the contents that are in I Am, Reflections of a Spiritual Rebirth, which is a book that does not ask you to believe anything. It only points and leads us towards, hopefully, if I've done well as a writer, the presence and the guiding light of God. If you are among those who are interested in reading what I have written, reading my first book, I Am, Reflections of a Spiritual Rebirth, I would also like to ask you all a favour. When I launched my last children's book, I asked everybody to buy it as soon as possible on the release date, and I did so to try and help the book to enter into the charts and move up in the rankings to allow other people to see what we are doing. That book, of course, was a children's book, but it did for 1 week go to number 1 in the sale of nursery rhyme books all around the world, and that helped a lot. There were new people who found our work, found our message, and found our family because of that. And so if you are interested in picking up a copy, I hope that we can do something similar and everyone can synchronize around the next few days so as we can hijack a little bit the algorithm for the charts and hopefully get this book at a wonderful time of the year up inside the charts in the topics that it sits within, and allow more people to not only hear the message that I have as a man, the message that led me to hear the voice of God, to awaken that guiding light that led the human I am to do all that we have in Tanzania, but also to allow that voice to carry on behalf of the children, which is of course a side effect of what I speak about regarding God, is that those of you who come to this channel then hear about the children that we are trying to help out in Tanzania and hopefully around the world as time progresses. So when you have bought the book, also if you could please leave some feedback and a review wherever you buy it from, this would be a huge help as well. So again, the links to grab yourself a copy are in the description box of this video or in the comment section of this video. And thank you as always for the love and support. I believe no matter where you order it from, it will arrive with you before Christmas, and I'm interested to get any feedback on what I have written. It's my first attempt at writing a book, but I always say when I look back at my first YouTube video I feel a little uncomfortable at how much I hummed and erred before I spoke. But if you are not a little bit uncomfortable with looking at the first thing you create in any topic I feel you waited too long. So I hope I am, in 5 or 10 years, looking back at this book in the same way. Thank you, as I said, for the love and support, guys. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a blessed Advent wherever you are. And please keep being awesome. We can't do all that we do for these children, and we can't do all that we do for these rescue dogs. And I would not be anything but a man with a bright idea if it were not for this amazing community. I love you all. God bless, guys.